What's going on, guys? It's Yala here from Forex Hero, and today we are back with another weekly overview. So if you don't know me, if you didn't watch my previous videos, please make sure to watch them because last week we had a week of almost 1000 pips. So make sure to subscribe, like, and of course comment if you want to see more. Now, as maybe some of you know, I always start with DXY. I really like to see how the dollar index is going before I go to the charts. So, as you can see, we have had a nice downtrending US dollar for the past couple of weeks, and now we just recently broke this trend line and made our first move to the upside. So, as you can see here, we broke this descending trend line, and now we're just making higher lows. Okay, so this was our first higher low, and now we're waiting for the market to close maybe to the upside, or hopefully to the upside, I would say, or make our next move to the downside. But in my opinion, we could see a nice move to the upside as well. On the daily, though, it could be just a new lower high and next move to the downside, maybe to get to this zone, the equal low, like this, the equal low. That could be possible, but I think that the economy wants to go up again. So in my opinion, is more likely to go to the upside. Okay, so keep that in mind. Then I will jump right into it and go to our first setup of this week. Is gold. Now, as I said, I want to see DXY, the US dollar, to the upside, which means US dollar is getting stronger. And for normally, gold will go down if DXY will rise. Okay, that's why you see my first trade here. I'm already in this right now, and my stop loss is already at break even. So this is a really nice setup because this was my point of interest for a sell opportunity, because we saw that really nice drop last week and this morning. So I just want to see a nice pullback and then a continuation to the downside, and that's what we did perfectly. And now we're already something like 40 pips in profit. Okay, so really nice setup, and for now I will be aiming at 1690, next 1695, between that area. But if we see equal moves, we could really drop down to 1685, 1680 maybe, but I think that's a little bit too much for now. But keep it in mind, it's still possible. Okay, so that was the first one. Now I want to check oil for a second. As you maybe know, last week I called a possible trade on oil. I want to see a breakthrough of this zone with a retest and then a drop. Unfortunately, we didn't really make the retest, but we dropped instantly to our next zone. That's alright, but I would like to see the retest, but it's okay. Now, what do we see now is really a consolidating market between these two zones. So we are now gonna wait until we can break one of these two zones. Most likely we want to go to the upside again, because again, economy wants to wants to go upwards and wants to rise again, that means that the oil prices will rise again as well. So in my opinion, we will see in the long term, we will see a buy on oil. But for now, we are still in a consolidating market. So maybe we could see something like this, that we first move to this zone again before we can break this zone, and like this, retest this zone and move upwards again. That is perfectly possible, in my opinion, but for now I wouldn't buy here, because one of the simple rules of trading is really sell high and buy low, and we are not buying high. Okay, keep that in mind. Next one is GJ. I'm gonna look at the daily chart. As you can see, we are really in an uptrending market. We see here a really nice rally to the upside for I think 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 4. We saw a really nice up rally, and now last week we saw a really nice move to the downside, a really nice correction to the downside. Now, what do I want to see is really a test around this zone and around this trend line. Okay, that would be my perfect entry to go for another buy. Okay, I really want to see this pair go up again, but not really at this moment. Okay, so we are probably going to range in this zone. It's a pretty large zone, because if you see, that's 300 pips. So it's a really big zone, but if you see at the end goal, if we can get a touch on this trend line and this zone, I want the market to go to the upside, to like this or this, which means 800 to 1000 pips with one single trade. Okay, so this could be a really nice setup. Keep in mind that this could be a trade for like 4 weeks maybe. But I think 4 weeks, the trade open for 4 weeks, but still catching 900 or 1000 pips, it's still worth it. Okay. So next one is US30. US30, in my opinion, still is, like I already said, the economy wants to go up, but we saw that we had a really nice resistance point here, and then a really nice sell-off. Okay, now I actually want to see the market go down again. If you go at the 1 hour, in my opinion, I wanted to see another sell-off to this point before we go to the upside again. That's why I said alert here. But long term, again, markets should go up. Okay, because like I said, the economy still wants to go up. Always the economy never wants to go down. Never. But in some cases, like for now the Corona crisis, just really is impacting the market and making it go downwards. Okay, so keep that in mind. Next one is Euro USD, really nice setup. It's pure price trap actually, so we see that we are in a downtrending market for now, on the 4 hours chart, and this was our last support zone which we broke, and now we're retesting it and making it a new resistance zone. So for me, this is the perfect entry to go for a sell, and my first DP would be around here, and that would be around 140 pips. Next possible take profit would be here is 280, excuse me, pips, and next target would be 500 pips. All right, so that is my setup for EU, but for now I think this is the more likely setup. And it's kind of the same for GU. I want to see a sell-off as well, and I would say this trade could be another 200 pips as well. Okay, EU and GU are pretty much the same, as you can see. A really nice rally up, and now we are downtrending. Here's the same really nice rally up, downtrending market. Okay, so that are my two setups for those ones. Really easy, not really that hard. Now next one is EuroCAD. EuroCAD, we saw that we are in some kind of downtrending market. Last week I also called a little buy here at this zone. We got something like 200 pips as well. Maybe if you hold it trade, you could have 300 to 400 pips. So really nice setup as well. Now what do we see here is that we broke our trend line, retested it perfectly, and we saw a nice reaction of that trend line for another 100 pips. All right, so now what do I want to see is really what we are actually doing already is a retest for a new higher low, and possible that we go for another uptrend. Okay, and if you go look on the daily, we really need to see a break of this structure and a move to the upside before I would say go into a buy. But if we can get a nice entry here, this would be another, I think, for 400 pips as well, like this. So this could be a nice buy setup for, yeah, 350 pips. All right, next one, Euro AUD. I'm really looking for that sell-off here. I'm gonna look at the 4 hours. We saw that we had our third touch at our trend line. Now we saw immediately a drop-off, but now we are testing a trend line again. But I see a couple of long wicks, which means for me that the market doesn't want to be there. It really wants to go down. So if we can make a new low, then I would really suggest to sell this one after we pull back again. Okay, so what do I want to see here is making like something like this, a new low here, then a retest to our last resistance zone, and then a move to the downside. Okay, so this is my zone of interest for a nice pullback, and then we can go for the sell-off, maybe to the equal lows here, which means this could be a nice sell opportunity, like this, for another 250 pips, like that, something like that. 250 to almost 300 pips, depending on your entry. But make sure to only sell this one after we see this structure break. Okay, so it's perfectly possible that we make another support zone here and we go to the upside again. Okay, so really wait until we break this zone, retest it, and then we go for a sell-off. Next one, Aud Nzd. I want to see a sell-off as well. If you go see in the 2 hour, this I think is a little bit more clear. So what do I see here is something like this. Actually, we kind of broke the structure already. So this was my zone of interest, I guess, with my descending trend line. And I wanted to see a test on this trend line and then move to the downside for uh, for uh, 100 pips, something like that. But yeah, we're around that trend line, so it depends on how we close the candle here. Maybe we could make a long wick that would perfectly be fine for maybe still an entry to the downside, or we could, for example, break this trend line, retest it, and go to the upside as well. That could be possible, but I'm still, for now, I'm still looking for the downtrending market because we're still in a downtrend. But this is a little bit of a waiting game. If we break this trend line, yes or no. All right. So I think that are all my setups for this week for now. If you didn't know, I will be doing another overview on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I will be overviewing my setups of today, of Monday, and I will be giving you more setups if I find them. Okay, so make sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment so I can see you guys on Wednesday. Alright, bye bye.